You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show.
Yay! Well, hello, AfterBuzz fans. If you're tuning in, you have reached the after show for The Real Housewives. Oh my God! What is my problem? Damn! All right, we're gonna start over. Let's rewind. Hi, AfterBuzz fans. If you're tuning in, this is the after show for Keeping Up with the Kardashians because it's Sunday,
July 15th.
July 15th,
2012.
And guess what else, you guys? Bing is for doing. Right? Did I kind of make up for my?
You did. It's okay.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. It's been a long weekend. Had a lot of fun last night, and drank a little, so that's where my memory lapse comes from. But anyway, basically, it's two of us in the studio today. But between me and Susan Hahn, I think we have enough energy and personality
Vaughn
for like
and Hahn.
Vaughn and Hahn,
the
honey.
dynamic duo.
Vaughn and Hahn. Woo! We have enough energy for like a dozen people.
Exactly.
So we're holding down the fort. I think we'll hit it out of the park. Let me introduce you to
Susan Hahn. Hi, guys. You can tweet me at It's Susan Hahn. That's ITSSUSANHAHN. I'm the girl who's
Keeps it real.
Who keeps it real. I wear Louboutins. I enjoy a 40 out of brown paper bag, and I'm always keeping it real, one bitch at a time. So make sure to tweet me and follow me.
Love that. I love that tagline. And I am Deanna Vaughn, also known as your go-to girl. You guys can tweet me at GoToGirlTV. That's GO2 Girl TV. You can also find me on GoToGirlTV.com, where I dispense lots of fantastic advice about how to, find you dates, find you a new wardrobe, and it's all on a budget. All right, so let's get started. This episode, it's all about a little traveling. We see London, we see Boston.
Love London.
There's a little bit of everything. And essentially this episode, it follows Kim on her tour promoting her new fragrance line in London.
And Kanye happens to be touring out there.
Isn't it so funny how all the gossip and stuff that we read in the blogs and in the magazines, it's all coming together now.
Right.
Because I know like we've seen where Kanye's concert with Jay-Z,
right?
We've seen how Kim and Beyonce have now they're besties because they were together at the Watch the Throne concert in Britain, and obviously this all happened around the same time.
Exactly.
So I think that's interesting.
Okay, so where do we start?
I know.
The wardrobe. Okay, now.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if he's trying to just maybe
stake his claim,
give her a brand new image, because that's what they were saying in the tabloids, that she went from kind of like a little slutty, I guess, to a lot more classy, and it was kind of Kanye's doing. He wanted her to be more couture rather than more trendy.
I wouldn't say
revealing.
Kim was slutty before, but I definitely think she's a lot more polished and refined.
Well, but even like when we watch like the not award shows, but like Fashion Police, everyone loves her in those skimpy tight Hervé Leger like body hugging dresses.
Right. Mm-hmm.
She's definitely more covered up now.
Yeah.
She's definitely more. She's definitely more couture. She's definitely more. I guess on the Beyonce wagon.
Right. Well, I mean, this is a point that I brought up as we were watching it. Does this new wardrobe that Kanye has gifted his new girlfriend, is this also kind of a way of him having some control over her? Maybe. You know what I mean? Because basically by saying, okay, let's change your wardrobe, let's change your image about how you look, is that, having a little control over who she is?
Maybe that's a hidden agenda that maybe
or is it saying I can't even talk. Is it saying for him, if you're going to be with me and hang out with me and my people, this is how you have to look?
Well, I know that, I've been reading in a lot of like Us Weekly and Touch that Kim is not allowed to tweet or talk about her relationship with Beyonce, where they go, what they've done, or where she's at. Because, she tweets a lot.
Right,
And she
exactly.
has, that's kind of her thing, is to tweet about her life, but she's not allowed to
that was one of the
discuss-
ground rules with
Right.
her hanging out with that whole crew,
Yeah.
and I think that's why Beyonce and her initially had beef, because Beyonce's like, oh God, this girl's going to be with us on
Right.
tour. I've got my baby. I don't want
Right.
her tweeting photos and pictures.
Exactly.
So,
But are they friends though? Because I feel like at the BET Awards they were a little cold. They were a little distant.
I don't think they're friends. I don't think they're true friends. Like, hey
Right.
girl, you want to go grab some lunch? I don't think it's
Exactly.
anything like that. I think just the whole association with
The men.
with Kim now hanging out with Kanye. I think they have to have some sort of relationship.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think I'd like to think of it as Beyonce tolerating Kim. But
I like to think of it that way as well, because
You know what
it
I
was
mean?
kind of like, boo, Beyonce, what happened? And I know that she was getting a lot of backlash. I know that Russell Simmons, he was the one who kind of put the picture of them in London together, and a lot of comments were like, oh my God, Beyonce, what are you doing?
You've sold out.
You
Yeah.
sold out. I mean,
Right.
so many of her fans were disappointed. But like you said, I think Beyonce's more tolerating her presence.
I think she is, because at the end of the day, like, now we're seeing these guys a lot together. Just even in this episode,
Exactly.
we see Kanye at Kim's
Yeah.
hotel. He's having, breakfast with the
her
whole
brother,
clan,
her brother-in-law, yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
and let's talk too about how, not only does Kim go to London, but she brings all the boys with
Exactly.
her. So it's Scott, it's her brother Rob, and then one of her best friends, Jonathan.
Yeah.
So I thought that
Who
was
totally
interesting.
sounds like Napoleon Dynamite. Is
He
that
does.
just me?
No, he does.
His
He totally
voice, the way
does.
he speaks, I'm like, hello?
He totally does. So it's go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, did you catch Rob saying the Queen doesn't want Kim at the Dorchester Hotel?
I heard, yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting, because when I hear that comment, I almost think the same way about how Beyonce feels.
Right.
It's just it's the energy and it's the attention that she brings to stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get it.
The unwanted energy, the unwanted.
It's a lot
attention.
of unwanted
Let's
attention.
clarify that.
Yeah. So so the Queen didn't want Kim and her party at the Dorchester, so they ended up staying somewhere else. Moving on, do you think it was fair that Kim asked her best friend Jonathan to come join her in London only for her to ignore him? Do you think
No,
that was
it's not fair? But that's her character. I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen her for how many seasons now? I think she's a kind girl, but I think she gets lost in the moment, and she has her own agenda. And
Yeah.
at the end, she does pull through, and she's like, okay, let me take a moment for him. But it wasn't fair. But what I want to know is that, okay, Jonathan, I get it that you dropped everything that you were doing to go be by her side, but there is Rob and there is Scott. It's like,
Right.
I don't understand. Like, why can't you just be like, fuck it, let's just go sightseeing with the boys? Like, why is he so like, I'm going to go to my room now? Like,
Right.
stop pouting.
Well, see, there's another
You're in
part of me,
London.
like the devil's advocate side of me, the other shoulder says, okay, well, Jonathan, you're friends with her. You've known her forever. You know who she is. You know she travels.
lifestyle.
You know her lifestyle. You know that she's going to London, not necessarily for personal reasons, but she's going to promote, something. So at the same time, you should also expect that she's not going to have the time to like
Right.
hold your hand and walk around,
I get
Oxford
it.
Circus.
I
You
get
know
it.
what I
Now,
mean?
devil's advocate, back to you. Maybe she had explained, or maybe her reasoning was, I'm only going to have to do like 2 appearances, and the rest, let's just enjoy London. Let's go
Right.
get some lunch. Let's go have some pints,
Right.
whatever. So
Some
maybe
pints, yeah.
that's how she sold him.
True.
So,
at the same time, it's like Kim Kardashian. It's like, come on.
And then
you know what I
mentioned
mean?
earlier, you were kind of surprised how she was so popular back.
Yeah,
in
I
London.
would love to hear what you guys think, AfterBuzz fans. And I forgot to mention, please check us out on iTunes. It's 100% free to download the show. We love your comments, whether they're good, bad, indifferent. We read them, we respond. We really love them, so please keep that coming. But okay, here's a comment that I made. I was surprised, and I don't know if this is naive of me, I was surprised to see that Kim was so popular in London, in another country. And the only reason is she doesn't act. She doesn't sing. She doesn't dance.
Right,
She doesn't
The
have
only-
she's
famous for being famous. I mean,
Right, but it
we
just
already know
surprised
that.
me that she had this big presence in another country outside of the States. I mean, I guess that's a little naive of me, but it's still like
I think
don't
they
know.
do air this show
They must.
in the UK, and they must. And I mean, she's famous for being famous.
True.
You know,
True.
so
But it did. I'm just like, oh wow, look at all these people. Like,
Yeah.
remember there were like
Some
girls
bitch was
crying,
crying. I was like,
and
stop
the
crying.
autographs. I'm
Yeah,
like, are
I'm
you
like,
kidding
yeah,
me?
seriously.
Like, what do you? I don't know. At the same
What are
time,
you gonna do?
I know that over there they do have a fascination with American celebrities and actors and actresses. You know, that's not to the same degree as we are here, because maybe we just take that for granted because we live here and we see it every day on TV and the magazines and all that
perhaps,
stuff.
but there's a lot
So.
of British pop stars, superstars that's even more attention worthy than Kim Kardashian. So I don't know, or maybe again, it was maybe all for TV.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But
because I mean, I've been to London a few times and I don't see her posters everywhere. It's
No,
like, you know what
no,
I mean?
no,
So
not at
it's
all.
not like
And another funny thing, I mean, we both traveled, outside of the country before. And another interesting thing, not to get off topic really quickly, but I think it's interesting how you'll get like a big A-list celebrity like Brad Pitt, and you go to Asia or you go to Europe, and he's like doing a perfume ad, or he's doing,
Oh, yeah, like a
or he's
coffee ad,
repping
or like-
Diet Coke, things that you would never see them do here,
Yeah.
but
George Clooney,
overseas,
they do a lot of things
They do a
overseas.
lot of that. So perhaps maybe that's what it's all about too.
Perhaps, or who knows?
Yes. Well, let's just switch gears for a moment. We'll come back to the hijinks of Kim and the boys in London, but switching gears. So we got to see another side of Bruce. And what I think is really interesting is just this whole season, we've been like, poor Bruce, poor Bruce, poor Bruce. Like,
Right.
nobody listens to him. Nobody cares. But I think this episode, for the first time, we're all starting to get it a little bit,
Well, I don't think it's poor Bruce. I think Bruce picks and chooses when he wants to chime in. I mean, it just, there's a lot of estrogen in that household.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a part of every conversation because to him it's like, it's boring and it's just,
Right.
there's no point. And women are women. We like to shoot the shit. We like to just talk, and we just
Right.
like to talk about the same thing over and over and over again. And, we like to banter. Like we do what we do as women.
Right.
I think that Chris and Bruce lasted so long because at the end of the day, I think he does put his foot down, and I think he is like,
I do.
know what I mean?
I think there's a lot we don't see, and I think this was the one episode that like was a little validating for Chris, because
Yeah.
I think this whole season we're just like, oh, Chris treats him so bad,
Right.
and she doesn't respect him, and he's the last one to know about everything.
Right.
But if he's kind of behaving the way he behaved in this episode as they were on their Boston trip, I get it.
yeah, I get it. I get it too.
I totally
but,
get it.
Do you think that maybe he needs to kind of put he kind of needs to put down his foot
his
and
foot
be
down?
like,
Yeah, I do. Sometimes he does, because as a man, and Chris is a very strong alpha woman. She's running all that. So,
exactly.
yeah, he
And
does.
I do want to mention something about, okay, we seen Bruce getting real snippety about time. Mm-hmm. I don't know if was there anything else that he was kind of like.
It was mainly like the whole like, come on, let's get out of here. We
It
gotta
was
be
a
on
time
time.
issue.
Yeah.
It was a time because you know what?
Right.
I also think that yes, he was annoying and yes, he was snappy, but at the same time, you can't fuck with people's time. That's disrespectful.
Time is money. Money
and
is
I understand,
time.
like these women are responsible. They make their appearances, and at the end of the day, they get their work done. However, whether you're 5 minutes late or 50 minutes late, you're still late.
Yeah.
So I think he's big on like on time because he
Right.
respects other people's time. So that one,
Right.
I understand it might have been a little bit annoying, but I don't like people messing with my time.
Yeah, I feel
So
you.
I
feel
kind
you.
of understand where he's coming from.
We have this thing in my world, Black people's world. It's called CP time. I don't know if y'all know what that means, but in a nutshell, it means that Black people are always late.
Well, why don't you buy a watch?
Even if I had a watch,
And
it wouldn't make a
speaking of
difference.
watches.
Speaking of watches, well, not even watches. First of all, I have to talk about these earrings hanging from your lovely ears. What are
Thanks.
these earrings?
They're Crunk City brand. It's supposed to be like these YSL earrings, but
They are hot.
it actually
Marissa,
says,
you need to get a close
I
up of
know,
these earrings.
It actually says LSD. Which
what's LSD?
love Susan.
last save dance. LSD. The last save dance.
So you guys could go on crunkcitybrand.com. They have like the coolest
Interesting.
stuff. I love it.
Now, I wonder if you can get Crunk City brand stuff on Amazon.com, do you think?
I don't know, but I know you could get Maria's book on Amazon.
You can get Maria's book. Well, After Buzzers, this is what we're getting at. If you would normally shop on Amazon.com, we've got this great affiliate program with AfterBuzz TV, and all we're asking you to do is log on to AfterBuzzTV.com, and there's this cute little banner that says Amazon. You click on that, you make the purchases the same way you would if you went directly to Amazon.com, and you can buy just about anything. You can buy Maria's book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life. You can get earrings, you can get electronics.
And it's free.
It's
You're
free.
just taking a little detour to help us out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
love that. Taking a little detour to help us out. It helps us bring you more shows. It helps us, with the studio, with the lights, with the camera, all that, because we love bringing you shows. So don't forget,
We really
Amazon.
do.
We really do.
We were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Maria kindly invited us to her Shape magazine party. And we, Deanna and I were talking about how much we love our audience, how much we just love this opportunity, how much we love her. I mean, her body is just as sick as it is in real life.
It really
as it is
is
in the picture, as it is in the magazine. So
I wanted to shove a stick of butter down her throat. It really is.
Yeah, she has an amazing body. But you know what else is that she has this amazing personality, which
she's good people.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I just gave her a big hug, just saying thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah,
it's
for
amazing.
sure.
So we love you, Maria.
We love you, Maria. Thank you.
Anyway, moving on. Okay, so not only did we see a trip to London, but there was Beantown, Boston, and we're missing our Boston girl in the house tonight. But we're here holding down the fort for Adria. But
Adria.
Yeah, Adria. I know.
Which
The two A's. See? But I think, okay, so first of all, Chloe, she's very good, and she attends this event in Boston. Did they even say what the event was for? I feel like we never knew what it was for.
I know that Bruce had a signing there.
That's right. Bruce had a signing. But so basically, Chris, Chloe, and Bruce, go to Boston, and that's where Chloe gets to see the real side of Bruce, fortunately or
I don't think it's the
unfortunately.
real side of Bruce. I think it's just a side that she hasn't been exposed to yet. Because I think that Bruce is genuinely a chill, kind person. You know what I mean? And of course he has that side. Who doesn't?
Right.
I mean, who doesn't have a little crazy in them?
I know, I certainly do. Okay, so I'm ready to switch gears back to London and Scott, or should we call him Lord Disick? My word. Now, first of all, who knew it was so easy
to go
and get a title
at a pub, right? Were they at a pub?
I don't know.
Because Rob was drinking a beer in the background.
It could have been a hotel. It could have been a pub.
And then there was
sure.
a little sign that said salted beef or something. So I mean, hello.
I don't know, but had I known it was that easy to get a title, I'd have had one a long time ago. Okay,
sure.
I would have been a lady or a duchess or a countess, something. Countess. But I think at the end of the day, I like Scott. I think he likes to have a good time.
Yeah.
I think he likes to have fun. Sometimes he pushes the envelope. What do you
think?
He
does. But you know what? He laughs at himself. I mean, that's just, life is short. He celebrates life. You can't hate on him. Because at the end of the day, he could be douchey, but he's the first person to admit it. And he's always making an ass out of himself, and he laughs at himself. And I think
good point. Good point. And
it's entertaining.
Yeah, he is. But I would just hope that now that he's a dad of two, that he knows when to reel it in. And I think that's the important thing.
Well, the episode last week when he had to do that appearance at the 16-year-old's birthday in New York, Rob was ready.
Out of control.
Well, he was out of control when he was with adults.
Right.
And Rob was ready for him to be like, oh my God, he's going to mess up. He's going to make an ass out of himself. But he was actually... He was wonderful at the party. I mean, he was bonding with the dad.
He had his moments.
Well, he had his moments. But I mean, he surprised me. I was because he was like, when I'm having a daughter, and I would do anything for her, and it was genuine.
True, but another side that we saw to this whole Lord Disick thing is when they were in the club in London doing that appearance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He kind of went
He
a little
power trip. Yeah, he
yeah,
did.
the whole power trip. And I liked what Kim had to say at the end. She said, you know what? You know, having a title or not a title, whatever, it's all about respect, you know? And if you give it, you get it, you know?
Right.
And that kind of went to his head a little bit because he didn't want to shake hands and do all the things that go with, you know, being who they are and having the appearances and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely had a little bite of humble pie there.
Yeah, and you know what my favorite catchphrase of this episode is what's his name? Jonathan, Kim's friend, liked to call her
Your
royal
hind
hind ass. I love that. Royal hind ass. So that was a cute little
Cute.
saying. Yeah. What else we got here? Oh, okay. So back to Bruce for a quick second. So one thing that Chris brought up that I thought was interesting is that she said, you guys don't see it, and I'm the one that always sees it, but like Bruce is always MIA. Bruce is never around. So remember how, remember a couple episodes back, Bruce had left and he went and stayed at Chloe's for 2 days, and Chris didn't even know where she was.
Right.
Or where he was, I'm sorry. Maybe, to her point, if he's always MIA, maybe she's used to him not being there. Like, what did you think about that comment?
Well, I think he definitely does his own things. I mean,
he's got his hobbies.
He's got his hobbies. I mean, what's he going to do? Follow Chris around and go to her meetings and drive her around and chauffeur her?
No, because we already saw what a disaster that was.
But I mean, can you blame him for having his hobbies and doing his own thing?
No,
you know what I
mean?
mean?
Can't blame him. I can't.
And I'm sure he's MIA just as much as she's MIA.
But it does make me wonder, like, now we've seen this buildup of, everybody is Bruce's, like, fan. And now she's starting to like, okay, I'm showing you guys what the real deal is. You know?
You have to remember we just saw them on Oprah. And Oprah doesn't fuck around with interviews and stuff. And we've seen, Chris definitely take a step back when Oprah was interviewing Bruce, because Oprah was singing all his praises up and down. Like, he was an Olympic legend.
I know.
He is an Olympic legend.
And I think we can.
You know what I mean?
We remember that. Yeah. I do remember like his face in a box of Wheaties and all that stuff.
And Oprah was like, it's really like, Chris, I commend you. You've built this brand. Yay. But you know what, Bruce? Like, damn. Like I mean, he's serious. Like, he's a serious athlete, and he has a legacy.
Right.
And
he truly does.
And you know what? It doesn't matter if we see this side of him. It's like, it makes him human.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure we're still.
But at the end of the day, how many freaking women are in his life?
Too many.
So can you blame him for like
too many? He's got 6 women in his life, right? So
and that's just a Kardashian clan.
Exactly. He has his family, right? Exactly. So. All right, let's hit a quick commercial before we come back with some news and gossip and predictions. Hello.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man. No, I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows, like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out. Give them a holler. And tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
Willie Bear.
Holla! We're back.
I missed you. I was in New York, you guys, last week. If you guys were wondering where I was. I was thinking about you guys.
We missed you. We gave you a couple shout outs.
Did you?
We did.
Okay, I gotta watch this show.
We totally missed you.
I tried to screen you guys live, but I don't know.
Yeah, your presence was definitely missed.
Thank
that's
you.
for sure.
Thank you. I miss you guys.
Aww.
No more vacations for a while.
Little After Buzz family.
And you guys remember our Ronnie in the booth? He moved to New York City, so I spent some time with him.
We miss Ronnie.
And
we
he
wish
misses
Ronnie well.
he misses everybody here. So.
Yeah. Oh, we miss Ronnie.
I love Ronnie.
Oh, bigger and better in New York, or
Yes.
it was just. I think I firmly believe. I mean, I lived in New York for 10 plus years. You lived in New York. I firmly believe if anyone who ever has an inkling to live there, I just say do it because
it.
it's such a dynamic city. The phrase is true. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. There's just so much to get into. Culture, lifestyle, the energy is just amazing.
sure.
So, there's our shout out to New York. Okay, sorry.
Oh, you had to do that. Though.
I had to.
It wouldn't be a show without
Without
your
me singing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we are ready for some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
What? Okay, so you guys all know about the show The X Factor. It's Simon Cowell's show.
I sure do.
The first season, wasn't so great. So he's gearing up. They fired the old host, which was this guy, which I didn't think it was that great. And now he's looking for a new host. And now it's being rumored that Khloe Kardashian and George Clooney's girlfriend, what's her name?
Crab.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Wow.
Brain freeze. Anyway.
Too many margaritas yesterday.
I know. Khloe Kardashian and George Clooney's Keebler, Stacey Keebler.
Keebler.
Yes,
I'm like, what the
Keebler.
hell?
I
Yeah.
knew it was like something about a cookie. Anyway,
And those are damn good when you put it in the freezer, by the way.
oh, kind of like Girl Scout cookies.
Yes, love them.
Anyway.
Did you know that? Did you know that Nestle Crunch is doing a limited edition?
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen the
Sorry,
ad.
moving on.
Anyway, it's being rumored that Khloe and Stacey Keebler might be joining the X Factor as the host, because apparently Simon Cowell, he's looking for not one but two hosts.
Okay.
So that would be really interesting to see Khloe in that type of
Environment. Yeah.
I think
But
she's got a big personality, so I think she could pull it
Chloe's
off.
quick, you know what I mean? And I love her personality, whether she's going to be hosting an X Factor show or the Olympics or whatever.
Right.
I think she can do it.
I think she can too, because she had a radio show, and that seemed to be successful. But I think she connects with people. I think that people think she's real. She's got a big personality.
She is
so
real. I mean, I don't know. I like her a lot.
I can't wait to see what's gonna.
I can't wait to see
come of
Brit.
that.
I know you're not a Brit fan,
Oh,
but I can't wait to see her.
She's kind of a train wreck, though. She's a train wreck. Did you see in the news, like basically, there was a guy on stage auditioning, and he was singing Vanilla Ice, like that,
Yeah.
Ice.
I know who Vanilla Ice is.
And she's getting up, and she's just like dancing. Did you see
Because
that?
that's our era. That's our generation. If you don't stand up for Vanilla Ice, and something's wrong with you.
No, but I get it if Vanilla himself were on stage, but it was somebody doing a bad rendition of the song, I think, and she was like,
well, I mean, okay, but who's gonna be like, I'm gonna go out on the X Factor and I'm gonna sing Ice Ice Baby? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It was so.
And I'm sure she was like, sorry, you're not
Well,
not going
she was
through to
getting up
Hollywood.
and she was
Yeah.
like, I'm like, okay, Brittany, cool your jets. Moving on. So the Kardashians are going shopping, but you know what they're going shopping for? A burial ground.
Well, that makes sense. There's like 90 of them, so they actually need to buy a huge lot. Don't you
It does
think?
make sense.
Yeah.
It's rumored that they were seen at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which, if you guys don't know it, Hollywood Forever is a cemetery where a lot of
Forest Lawn,
or is
no,
it Hollywood Forever, I believe. That's where Michael Jackson is buried.
Yeah, that's Forest Lawn.
Is it Forest Lawn?
Yeah,
or
but I
Hollywood
think maybe
Forever?
they have their own little private section in the Forest Lawn.
Maybe. Okay. Well, in any case, this is a very prestigious place to be buried. A lot of, old Hollywood, a lot of new Hollywood, a lot of, infamous people are buried here. And it looks like Michael Jackson is buried there. Elizabeth Taylor. So
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, all those guys. So it looks like the Kardashians might be the next, famous name to grace a mausoleum, to grace a headstone. I mean, we don't wish for that anytime soon, obviously, but so that's kind of interesting. But I would think that they would want to be buried where their father is buried.
I think her father is
he buried there?
I don't know if he's at the Hollywood Forever. But I know he's in Forest Lawn.
Okay, so yeah, because
maybe they'll move him.
I would think that they would want to be
Hollywood
next
Forever.
to him, like when they do, finally kick the bucket. But,
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on. Okay, so forget marriage proposals and alleged plans to have kids. How serious are things between Kanye and Kim? How serious do we think things are?
I think it's pretty serious.
Like, do we think it's like we're exclusive? We're maybe thinking about spending the rest of our lives together?
I definitely think
You think it's
that
there?
it's exclusive. I mean, they've been on and off for how many years? You know, they've had these, attractions for each other on and off. And Kanye said she's my Beyonce, and that's
Wow.
a big statement.
Wow.
But then, are you kind of like, what does that mean? Did you have a crush on Beyonce?
I know,
Were
right?
you like trying to hit up on Jay's girl? Like,
Well,
what?
this little piece of gossip tidbit is basically saying before Kim, Kanye didn't have a personal cell phone. Only
right.
like his camp, like his
Right,
publicist,
his
his
peoples.
bodyguard. Which I don't know how much I believe that. A guy as busy as he is, he's got a clothing line. He's singing. He's rapping. He's making appearances.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that, but basically it's saying he didn't have a cell phone prior to Kim, but now he has one just so he can keep in touch with his new boo, with Kim.
I mean,
So I don't know. I don't know what kind of truth there is to that.
I think that they are genuinely in love right now. Mm-hmm. However, I know that Kim is a serial
She's a serial dater. She's a
dater,
serial
like
relationship
person. And I mean, and wasn't Reggie Bush her like the love of her life?
Apparently, yeah.
So,
Yep.
was he the one that got away?
I don't know.
I mean, as a married woman, but she's been married many times
because she
before,
went
but-
back to him, for a stint, right after she broke up with Humphreys.
Yeah.
So who
But
knows?
but Reggie, he doesn't like the limelight. He's just like, I don't want to be.
I don't know if I believe that.
Not to that extreme.
I don't know.
Not to that extreme.
Because all these athletes are, they use who they are and what they do.
Not all
just,
athletes.
Well,
and not all athletes want to be in the limelight.
I agree, but
what I
I
mean?
think, for some of these guys, it definitely makes dating a lot easier. Let's put it like that. That's what I mean. I'm not saying they're
Yeah.
trying to like mug for the camera all the time, but
Tio.
anyway, but you know what I mean? Like that's the only thing I'm saying. I'm not saying
Yeah.
they're all like camera, fame whores. I'm not implying that
Right.
at all. At all. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it makes some things easier. It makes dating easier. It makes, getting a reservation a little easier,
I agree.
Just different stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. That's all. And finally, Kim, she took a new picture for her Twitter photo. I mean, it's so funny because like the past 4 weeks, every time that girl updates her Twitter photo, her Facebook page, whatever, it's like headline breaking news.
Right.
Which I think is, I guess it is what it is. But apparently she tweeted a picture, or her new profile is basically she's all natural. So it's untouched, no Photoshop, no makeup. It's just...
Now, could this be the Beyonce comparison? Because Beyonce is just naturally beautiful inside and out. And let me ask you something. Who do you
Okay.
think is more famous, Kim or Kanye?
That's a tough question.
Like,
And you know why I think that's a tough question? Because their audiences are very
different. Because Kanye is popular because he's effing talented.
Right. Well, A, he's talented. B, he started out in the whole not R&B, but like hip hop. So
Right.
I think their audiences are vastly different.
Very different.
But I also think that Kanye is very mainstream. He's
He's
crossed over a million times.
Right.
He's mainstream. Whereas Kim, just like we were saying, I was the fool just that said, oh, I didn't realize she'd be so popular in London.
Right.
You know what I mean? Is that it? Is that the picture?
But see, I feel like this is very Beyonce-esque, where Beyonce, she glams it up when she's Sasha
Yeah,
Fierce.
right.
When she's on stage performing. But I think this is very...
I mean, I think she's
And
she's a
don't know
beautiful
if
girl.
you noticed that she in her little segments on Keeping Up with the Kardashians or what, she's not really wearing her extensions as much as
Yeah, she's looking a lot more natural.
A lot more
And do we
natural.
think that's a result of being with Kanye?
I
because
absolutely
he likes
do.
that.
Yeah, I think
you're right.
I think you know what I mean. I think he
Yeah.
wants to see her and not all this glitz and glamour and
Right.
and extensions and
Right.
Maybe
feel
she
you.
should kind of kick back on the Botox as well.
We'll
The
see.
fillers,
And to answer
injections.
your question before, who's more famous? I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I'd have to say maybe they're equally as famous if I can, give you that answer. Because
I think
because
he's
of their
the
different
most
audiences.
famous man that she's ever dated. That's for damn sure.
Hands down, absolutely.
Right.
He is the most
and I
famous
think that
person
she's
dated.
probably the most famous woman that he's ever dated. Because Amber Rose wasn't really that famous.
Well, Amber Rose came up because she dated him.
Well, exactly.
So, who else did he date besides Amber Rose? I can't even.
I don't know.
We're gonna have to research that. But yeah, I think this is an equal pairing. Basically,
Okay.
I think this is a very equal pairing when it comes to celebrity, when it comes to status, when it comes to,
Fortune.
Fortune. Well,
I think
Kanye
she's
has. No, I think she's
really.
wealthier. Well, think about it. They've got the Kardashians, the show, the whole franchise.
But they split that amongst how many of them?
Still, but she's got her perfume. She's got, they're doing nail polish.
Right, but then
she did
Kanye's also, I mean,
Skechers.
how many albums does he have
The
out?
endorsements. I just think music is a very different business than.
It absolutely
You know
is,
what I
but
mean?
don't you feel like music kind of has a lot of money in there rather than
I just keep
TV?
hearing from all these people in the music business how it's so easy to get screwed out of contracts. And it reminds me
Right.
of VH1 had this special, the behind the music. I know
Right.
we're a little off course, but I'm just going to finish this real quick. VH1 had this special behind the music and they profiled TLC. And I'll never forget.
Well,
remember?
they just had a shitty manager, Pebbles, right?
I can't remember, but I'll never forget her saying, here we are, TLC, we've sold millions of records.
Right, but that's bad
we're in
management.
videos, and we don't have a dime to show for
Exactly.
it. It is bad management, but I also think that a lot of that ends up happening in that business.
But then also TLC was very popular in the 90s, and I think the
Yeah.
music game changed immensely.
It did, but still, for who they were and
Right,
what they
right,
from
I
the
agree, I
outside, like they
agree.
probably should have had a lot more.
Like they should have
But-
been balling out of control.
Right,
So I agree.
so,
but,
yeah.
but I don't know. But I think Kanye's collaborated with Louis Vuitton.
I don't know.
Well, we gotta look into that.
We're gonna look into it. We're gonna let you guys know. All right, guys. So I think our time is up. Let's see here. Projections for next week.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Okay, predictions.
Oh, so we saw what's going to happen next week. Rob is thinking about moving back into the Odom, Casa
Yeah.
de Odom. And he started going off saying, like, stop treating me like a little bitch.
Right. Well, which makes me wonder because a few episodes back we saw where he was looking for a condo.
Right.
So did he
So-
buy the condo? Has he moved in? Did he not buy it? So a lot of questions to be answered, especially if he's, if that's what we're seeing coming up next.
And we are trying to get Robert Kardashian to
Yes,
come into
we
the show.
are. We're working on it, you guys. We're working on bringing you some amazing guests. And if you stay tuned, you're going to see the fruits of our labor.
I don't know. So predictions, I don't know.
I
Kim
think
and Kanye taking it to another level.
exactly taking it to another level. We're going to see some more strife, between Chloe and, now that she's back for a little bit and, looks like Rob's going to be coming to stay for a while. So,
Courtney had her baby when I was in New York.
Yes.
Did you guys give her a shout out?
Of course we
Okay,
did.
Good.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. Something else. Another show. Sorry. But thanks, guys, so much for tuning in. Susan, you want to tell everybody where to find you?
Yes, please follow me on Twitter at @SusanHahn, ITSSUSAN, HAHN. I'm the girl who's always going to keep it real, one bitch at a time. See you guys next week.
Hey guys, I am Deanna Vaughn, and you can follow me on Twitter at GoToGirlTV, and you can find me on my website, GoToGirlTV.com, for lots of money-saving webisodes that are gonna keep you fabulous and keep some money in your pocket. Till next week.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.